Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Vanakkam. Namaskar. I, on behalf of the organizers, have the pleasure to interact with all of you as a moderator, as a master of ceremony. Now this event is being organized while welcoming all the delegates, participants, speakers, moderators. I would like to give a special mention about the sponsors for this event, because without their cooperation, assistance, nothing is possible. So I name a few. Platinum sponsor for this event is Matrat. The gold sponsor is Arabian Petroleum Supply Company. The silver sponsor is Ports Project Management and Development Company. The session sponsor is ACOM. Lanyard sponsor is Bechtel. Batch supervisor and ground handling logistics is supported by the AirTech Italy Gate. Now this particular 2 days summit, conference, whatever you say, we have titled it and why it has been done and what experts are there from different countries. Last 2 years in the aviation sector was not only for aviation, for the entire world in all avocations, was a great catastrophe. But especially in the field of aviation, I think it was a learning experience for all of us. As a matter of fact, I feel it was a blessing in disguise, because these 2 years we have accelerated the implementation of introducing the artificial intelligence. We have done a lot of work, learned from the lesson that manpower is not there, how to go for our R&D. We have also researched in the aviation across the world at different airports how to have augmenting the non-aeronautical revenue. Because one thing was there, when the pandemic was there, airlines were closed, no air traffic was there, a lot of people lost their job, and we worked for the planning, especially in the field of greenfield airports. A lot of spade work is done there. So these 2 years, pandemic was the lesson for us. Now what are the challenges and opportunities now when we have overcome this pandemic situation? In this 2 days deliberation, we are going to talk a lot of many things, right from the CO2 emission, how to reduce carbon pollution, how to see that various things, parking and other things can be taken as a source of revenue. Most major part, cyber security has come as a big threat. So much threat that it is very difficult to pinpoint, to have these hackers and all. Many years back, Lufthansa lost revenue to the tune of millions and millions of dollars because their data was leaked. So all these points are so relevant, and I feel fortunate that this event has got people, experts with hand-on decades of experience who can interact, and basic objective will be that how we interact ourselves and come to the innovative part of it. How we discuss our problem areas, how to come to our community in that. Now, the land of this Saudi Arabia, I must say one thing that I was reading a message of His Excellency the Prince, who is very much associated with the aviation, that they want Saudi Arabia as one of the global hub for connecting with the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. And it is a really very pragmatic step that Saudi Arabia is taking the lead, and they are going to go on the PPP model for most of the airports like India. Because it's very important how to put the revenue of it, how to have the investors to invest in the airports. The government bodies or the corporates alone cannot do that. So we have to take the stakeholders, and it is really, I compliment the Saudi Arabia to take this step of modernizing airports. They've got about 35 airports as such. They are going to have more and more airports to have connectivity. And to become a hub, it's not easy. We are in a triangle, as a matter of fact, I feel. The tourism, hospitality, and aviation, we are in a triangle. We are interdependent to each other. The tourism is one part, we feel dependent. As an aviation, the tourism feel they are dependent on us, we feel for them also. Similarly, the hospitality management. So we three have suffered a lot, and now this is the time has come that we should find the common areas among us. What are the common areas? What are the problem areas? What innovative things we can do? How far the robotics can help us? And the biggest challenge today is the manpower I was discussing just now. The aviation is such a field, we don't get the people in the market ready-made. We have to make the product. There is no manufacturing institute in the world who can give us the ready-made solution. Take this air traffic controller. Take this airport manager. No. I was heading the country for the air traffic management as a HR man. It takes me about 2 to 3 years for a young boy or girl to put him on the radar. It's very difficult to go in that stage. I have to give, unless and until I am comfortable. But now days are coming where we are talking about the air traffic control without manpower. The artificial intelligence is going to that extent. Why to talk about the aircraft without pilot? But I feel it in my concept is there that human brain is very important. You cannot negate that because after all, the creation cannot be better than the creator. Any amount of robotics and all, it will only surround to the memory you are feeding in that. So manpower is another important. Second, one thing or I feel that we all work in this world in aviation for a passenger. Without the ticket, what a passenger purchases, that gives my salary. And it is universally, whether it is accept or not, the passenger satisfaction, whatever the ASQ norms are there, airport service quality, whatever things are there, what marks we are having, we say we are number 1 in the world and all, 4.9 for the ASQ rating and all. But passenger satisfaction in such a way, we have to be very careful about manpower when we recruit. Because the patience level, the personality, communication skill, all these things are coming. Because today we need a right man at the right place at the right time. So that is also important. Second, most important thing comes to the mind, the people who work for me at the airports, in my country or other countries. I travel a lot in different parts of the world, and I'm finding that the people who lost the job, how the airport operators, how the airlines are cooperating with them. Just for example, I tell you, I was talking to my friend Mr. Suresh Tripathi, who is heading the HR for Air India, who has taken over Air India Tatas. He was from Tatas. They are joining with Tara, Air Asia and Tata to one airline. I asked the question, what you are going to do with the manpower Air India you got, the people non-performer? And I am telling you with a great satisfaction and a proud as a HR man, Mr. Tripathi told me, Dr. Goel, I am the man who makes how the dead wood can be made fertile, how to have the green leaves on that. I'm not going to kick off any single person. I will train them. So another important area in aviation is coming training. If you have the entire budget in the aviation, hardly we are earmarking 10 to 15% for training. Every focus is on other areas. So my request to all panelists, all experts here, training and development, not only training and development, put the things perception in that, learning in that. We just talk about training. Learning is major part of it. Perception is another part of it. If I work as an airport manager, the passenger feels I am available to him all the 12 hours with a smiling face. This is the challenge. If I am coming to the airport and I have got some problem as a passenger, the passenger is not worried about you are working from the day shift or the night shift 10 hours continuously with so much stress and all. So one other important area is stress management. Beside ICAO, human factor it goes because lot many aircraft accidents, the human error is responsible on that. So that area also. And finally, in my opening remarks, I must say, we have to create in aviation the institutional managers. We need to look for the multi-skilling because manpower is a costly affair. We have to work on the non-aeronautical revenue more because the way you make a greenfield airport away from the city limits, almost the entire area, it develops. Commercial activity starts. And that gives you that. People go to the mall all over the world. The mall culture is there. So why not to make the hubs, malls at our airports? The model of Changi Airport is before us last 20 years, and everybody is following that. Honorable Prince could not come here, but his blessings are with us. So I really feel his blessings are important for the Saudi Arabia and for the entire world, because he wants to have Saudi Arabia as a global hub for tourism, connecting maximum flights to Africa, for Asia, for Middle East. So I really salute the Prince of the Kingdom who has got the heart for the aviation. To start with, we are having our first speaker of the conference. He is coming, Mr. Azim Khari. And he is going to touch. And the man, you must have his introduction, decades of experience, and he is going to talk to you on a very important aspect of carbon emission. Because Saudi Arabia also, they have taken the target, they have the plan for 2030, and they have the plan for 2060 also to have zero carbon emission in Saudi Arabia. And that target they are taking. And I'm very happy because this is another problem area in the aviation sector. We are increasing more and more aircrafts. And finally, one more thing I would like to touch upon in this 2 days conference is about the cargo. It's a big area. MRO is a very big area. We always look for the original equipment manufacturer, and the entire focus goes on Airbus and Boeing industry because the parts are with them. We need to have our indigenization in different countries of the world so that for MRO activity, we need not go to the original equipment manufacturer. Fortunately, I tell you, in our country, in India, we have started this process, MRO in a big way. So one thing more, and second thing is about this cargo. Major revenue is there in the cargo, where a lot of work is required to be done. When we are focusing about the passenger one way, we should also see there is a passenger, there is a customer who wants his consignment in time. You have dwell time, 8 hours, truck to air, air to truck, but you have to give the connectivity, dedicated freight corridors from the airports, so that the vehicle is not stuck up in the traffics and all. So with this remark, I welcome Dr. Azim Khari. Please come on the stage.
Hello, Captain. Thank you.